Hey y'all, this is Megan Green, aka Mercurial Megan. I am a tarot reader and astrologer based out of Gainesville, Florida. I posted a video about a week or two ago about just kind of doing some rapid fire celebrity tarot readings, and I thought I would do that again today because those seem to go pretty well. So I have a couple of people in mind. I really do not want this to become a Kendrick and Drake channel, but it seems like that is a pretty popular topic, and it seems like there's a wealth of information between those two gentlemen. So instead of reading them together this time, I think I want to focus on them independently. So I would like to pull for Kendrick separately and just see if there is any truth to the abuse allegations. I would like to pull for Drake separately and see if there is any truth to the PDF file allegations. I guess that's what we're saying on the internet instead of the actual word. And then I also wanted to do maybe another reading on Kanye. And actually maybe a little bit more about Bianca. Like, what is the state of their relationship? What is her intentions? What is his intentions with her? Because it seems like he kind of uses her as a prop, or at least that's the take from the internet. And then I also wanted to pull on Jay-Z and Beyonce. A lot of circles have been saying that Jay-Z may be involved in some of these similar allegations as P. Diddy, or he might just be as bad. And then I also want to pull on Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce to see if their relationship is genuine or if it's PR. I have a personal opinion or assumption about what I think the state of that relationship is, but let's see what the cards say as well. So let's do it in backwards order. So I think I'll start pulling for Taylor and Travis first. Then I'll do J and B, and then I will look at Kanye and Bianca, then Drake and Kendrick. Okay, so for Taylor and Travis, I'm going to pull 3. The first card will be Taylor, that last card will be Travis, and then the card in between will sort of speak to the vibe in between them. And I really just want to clarify, is this a genuine relationship, or is this one that is motivated by, business purposes? So let me go ahead and pull 3 for them now. Okay. Taylor is the Queen of Pentacles. Travis is the Empress. And then in between them is the Lovers. I think I want to pull 3 more to clarify. Please clarify these 3. Please clarify. Okay. So as always, I like to read the generic definitions first, and then I'll give you my synthesis. So Taylor is showing up as the Queen of Pentacles, which is independence, fertility, and a resourceful person. And then her clarifying card is the 6 of Swords, which is moving forward, a necessary transition, relocating. Travis shows up as the Empress, and that card represents creation, development, abundance, fertility. And then he also has the Queen of Swords as the clarifier, and that is decisiveness, brutal honesty, a self-sufficient person. Now, in between them, they have the Lovers card, which represents partnership, harmony, trust, deep love, and union. And then we also have the 6 of Wands as a clarifier, which is victory, recognition, award, good news, success. Okay. So Taylor as the Queen of Pentacles. She obviously is a very famous, very profitable woman. And I think that that is beautifully, illustrated with the Queen of Pentacles. But then also we've got the Six of Swords. Well, before I get to the Six of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles is also pretty independent, right? Like she doesn't need a man. She can take care of herself. She can provide for herself. Now, the Six of Swords is moving away from a situation. And swords, again, are like mental cards. So it's usually like moving away from a mindset or a way of thinking, or, certain communication patterns or things like that. So when I layer these together and think about Taylor, I definitely feel like she is trying to move away from a previous identity or way that people have been seeing her. Aphrodite, who is a tarot reader that I love to follow, also says that the Six of Swords sometimes for him represents things like the internet. So I do think that Taylor is feeling a need to sort of shift her identity in some way, to kind of move into this different space, to maybe be seen more in this earthy, feminine light. But this energy on her side does not read partner energy. This is more like independence. This is more concerned with like my own self-image and the way that I am being perceived. I know that she's had a couple of breakups recently that were pretty public, right? And she could be moving on from those and just trying to kind of like get to the next situation or the next phase or the next era of her life. Now, Travis is showing up as the Empress with the Queen of Swords. So the Empress is about abundance and fertility, and it's also a very like strong feminine presence card. And I almost wonder if there's some sort of like ownership feeling that he may be having towards Taylor. Maybe he puts her on a pedestal as being like, this would be something really cool to own or to say that I have or to say that I am, or, a partner that I am partnered with, or, we're like a power couple or something to that nature. The Queen of Swords is very strategic, and very decisive. And I would say that I do think that there's an element of him making the call that like she is good for his image. She is, the ultimate, and he will try to, get her at all cost. Now, the cards in between are the Lovers and the Six of Wands. Now, you would think that the Lovers is a great card to see in terms of a relationship reading, and that definitely, is true, but it is to me not the most romantic card. The Lovers is about choice. And it can be like a contract, right? Like a decision. So to me, it seems like these two people have made the decision to partner, have made the decision to kind of go into this arrangement. And that could be romantic, but it could also be business related, right? And if I look at what's on Taylor's end, she's literally holding a pentacle. So there is some sort of like financial piece to this on her end, whether it's like, oh, this is profitable, or whether it's like I'm paying for this connection. But the Six of Wands is kind of about like celebrity and ego and like kind of caring about perception and the way that you're perceived and wanting to kind of be celebrated. And that's the energy between both of them. So I almost feel like it's actually not even relevant if it's romantic or not. It's clear that these two have made a choice that they both benefit from on a very public level. I want to pull just one more, if I could just kind of like generally wrap up this connection. If tarot could summarize this connection in one card, what would that card be? If tarot could summarize this connection in one card, what would that card be? Summarize the connection in one card. Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so the Ten of Pentacles represents family inheritance, leaving a legacy, retirement. I think these two really want to be like America's power couple. And I think whether they really like each other or not, they have figured out that this is a narrative that will work for them and for their different agendas. And I previously thought that this was like 100% PR and maybe we would be seeing a breakup soon, especially with some of his documents that have been floating around. But after the spread, I'm actually thinking they might take this further. Maybe we are going to see an engagement. Maybe we'll see a marriage. Maybe we'll see a baby. It's clear that they have a narrative in mind that they want to take to endgame, and they both kind of have a lot to lose. And again, if you see here, we've got Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. So this is financial, this is material, this is, again, one of the key words was like legacy. They want to be the it couple, and they're willing to invest whatever they need to do in order to pull that storyline off. So that's interesting. I did have a card fall on the ground as I was talking, and that is the 10 of Wands, another 10. The 10 of Wands is overwhelm, carrying too many burdens, and stress. Yeah, I think this is probably super stressful for both of them. And especially if the feelings are not genuine, making this commitment and really sticking to the storyline is going to be exhausting, right? Like there's going to be a lot of overwhelm there. I think on Travis's end too, it probably is a level of fame and attention and scrutiny that he is not used to having. And on Taylor's end, it could be like, you know, maybe this was not exactly how I wanted this to go down, but I'm committed to it and I'm going to carry the weight of this load regardless of how I feel about it. So that is interesting. It's a little bit different than what I expected, actually. So, you know, I can only read the cards and say what they say. I try and keep my personal opinions out of it. I definitely thought it was going to be purely PR, but it does seem like there is some mutual understanding and mutual agreement that both of them are committed to writing out. So we will just have to watch how that goes. Okay, so the next set was going to be Jay-Z and Beyonce. So Beyonce just had her birthday this week. I am wearing a t-shirt from the Renaissance World Tour that I took my daughters to this year. So, you know, I like Beyonce. She is a Virgo. I am a Virgo, so I have a lot of affinity for her. But I am not blind to the potential, you know, weaknesses of human beings, right? Like there's definitely been rumors about Beyonce and, you know, how she rolls. There's definitely been rumors about Jay-Z. I kind of did a private poll for them yesterday, which is actually what kind of inspired me doing it on film now. So I'm curious to see if any of those cards come up as well. And I really just want to see, again, like, is this a romantic relationship? Is this a business relationship? How is Beyonce feeling? How is Jay-Z feeling? Is Jay-Z involved in some shady practices that are going to, you know, impact Beyonce in some way? Is Beyonce aware of them? I don't know if any of those answers will come up in this tarot reading, but let's just pull and see what we get. Again, all of this is for entertainment. I am not claiming any of this to be true. And I am a fan, so please do not come for me. Please don't. Here we go. All right, again, same situation. Beyonce will be first, Jay-Z will be third, and the energy in between them will be in the middle. Okay, Beyonce. Jay-Z. In between. Ooh. Okay. Well, let me start here. I was going to say, do I want to go ahead and start pulling the third or another set of clarifiers? But let's just start here because this is interesting. So for Beyonce, I got the Seven of Swords, and that some of the keywords for that are lies, deception, betrayal, running away. For Jay-Z, we have the Six of Wands, which we did pull in the last reading, but it's victory, recognition, award, good news, success. And then in between them, we have the Judgment card, which is an awakening, the truth coming out, and acceptance. Now, I'm actually going to start with Jay-Z because he has a card that we've already seen. So the Six of Wands, again, is kind of like that public recognition, achievement, fame, success, wanting the accolades. And it's clear that that is kind of like his mission. I also wonder if he sees Beyonce as like a reward or a trophy in some way. But it's very clear that like he wants to be on top. He wants to be recognized for, being the best, for having the best. He wants that public recognition. Beyonce is the Seven of Swords, which is deception, lies, deceit. There might be an element to Beyonce that is fabricated. And I would say maybe more than an element. Like she clearly does have like a very guarded persona that she presents to the world that we've all kind of accepted and cheered for. But I definitely think with this card, there is another layer to her that we are not aware of. I also feel like if you look at this card, it's a figure and they're collecting their swords and they're trying to kind of like stealthily get away. I wonder if there is something behind the scenes where she's trying to, gather her stuff and kind of separate herself in some way. Or, maybe it's her assets, or maybe it's information, or I don't know, but there's definitely something like protective and strategic about this card with her. And then in between them, they have the Judgment card, which again is things like awakening, the truth coming out, and acceptance. So I do think if there is anything shady going on, we'll probably be hearing about it soon. It will probably be a blow to the ego, and it will probably be something where Beyonce feels like she needs to protect herself in some way or be very strategic or to separate herself. It could be maybe also that maybe there is information that she's not aware of that's going to come out as well, because that there is that like lying and deception card. Or maybe it's just that the public feels like, oh, we've been deceived. That could definitely be the way that that comes out. The Judgment card does represent public opinion or the opinion of others. So to see it at the center of this reading does tell me that I think fairly soon the public perception of these two might be shifting. I'd like to pull three more just for clarity. Whoops. Can you clarify anything else about Jay-Z and Beyonce's dynamic? And clarify these three cards that we've already seen and give us some further information. All right, one just fell out, so I'll pick that up afterwards, but I want to specifically pull three. Okay, for Beyonce. Justice. For Jay-Z, the Ten of Cups. The Eight of Wands. And then let me pick up the card that fell on the floor. Two of Cups. Let's see, where do I want to put this? Okay, interesting. Get that glare off. Okay, so for Beyonce, we have the Justice card. Truth, cause and effect, righteousness, balance. For Jay-Z, we have the Ten of Cups. Happiness, fulfillment, total love, and contentment. In between them, we have the Eight of Wands, which is new movement, quick change, speed, and action. And then the card that fell out was the Two of Cups, and that is partnership, romantic love, reconciliation. So in terms of Beyonce, with this Seven of Swords and this Justice card. This kind of reiterates what I was saying before. Like, I do think that we're going to be, let me see if I can get this to focus a little bit. I think we're going to be finding out some truths, some hard truths. And if there's been any sort of like shady dealings in the past, those are definitely going to come to light and they're going to want to be rectified. Now, this could be also like if there's been any injustices within their relationship, which we have the Lemonade album. We know that there's been injustices. Perhaps this is the moment where she gets to, you know, have those scales balanced and she's sort of rectified for what, you know, what might have happened in their dynamic that was not good for her. Now, Jay-Z has that 10 of Cups card, which is also, again, very similar to the 6 of Wands energy, which is just like, I want the perception of the happy life. I want the perception of the perfect wife. I want these trophies. You know, this is what makes me happy. This is what brings me fulfillment. I want everyone to think that I have all of the things. So that's interesting. The 8 of Wands is about rapid change. Layered on top of the Judgment card, which is public opinion, I think the public opinion might be changing really soon about these two. And then the 2 of Cards is like the ultimate love card. Like when we were talking about the lovers before in the Taylor and Travis reading, that's more about like choice, right? Or, you know, agreements in some way. The 2 of Cups is like 2 equals bringing their energy together. So I do feel like there's a genuine bond or connection here. They really might be Bonnie and Clyde. And that's not to say that there aren't faults maybe on either end of this or things in their marriage that aren't great, but I really think that they are 100% in on this. So if there is a public shift, I don't think Beyonce is going to be the type to ditch her man. Like before I kind of thought, well, maybe this swords, the 7 of Swords is her like trying to kind of get away with what she can kind of, you know, salvage. When I see the 2 of Cups involved, I think maybe a little less. Like even if publicly she creates distance, I think privately they're still connected. And I think she'll still be protective of him, which is interesting. Okay, let me just do, if we could wrap this reading up in one card, what would we wrap it up with? If we could summarize this bond and dynamic with one card, what would that card be? The Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is mental clarity, new ideas, victory. Swords, again, are mental. The Justice card here, she's holding a sword. These two are very strategic. They're very smart. They're very calculated. I think that they are making plans, making moves. They've got their ducks in a row. Whatever is coming their way, they're going to have a plan for. So if some of the public perception shifts, they've already got plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, all the way to Z if needed. And Jay-Z is going to make sure that he kind of stays in a place of being able to kind of protect his crown. Beyonce will be strategic and do what she needs to do, whether that means, you know, continuing to create deceptions or, you know, rerouting people's perceptions. But again, this Judgment and 8 of Wands tells me that public perception is about to shift in a drastic and rapid way. So they should be ready for that. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Don't hate me, Beyonce, please. Please know that I love you, girl. I hope you're not doing anything shady, but if you are, like, that's none of my business. I'm just, I'm just nosy and reading the cards, but I really don't care. I do care, but I don't care. Please don't send the beehive after me. Jay-Z, don't send your goons or your killers or your shooters or whatever Kanye said you had. I'm just a girl. I am just a girl who likes to read tarot cards. Okay, next, Kanye. Since we talked about Kanye, let's go ahead and bring Kanye and Bianca into the forefront. I am curious about their dynamic. Is this a romantic relationship? Is this one of protection that Kanye needed to put in place in order to, avoid a conservatorship via the Kardashians? Do they respect each other? Is Bianca a gold digger? Is Kanye abusive or using Bianca as a prop? Again, I don't know if we'll get answers to all of these questions, but this is my intention as I shuffle. I would love to know any of these details, if at all possible. So let's just see what we get. I'm going to pull Kanye first. Bianca will be third, and then the energy in between. Ooh, okay, clarify. Okay, Kanye and Bianca. Kanye. High Priestess. Bianca, Strength. In between them is the Ten of Wands. Okay. And I think I'll just go ahead and pull. Wow. Okay. So for Kanye, we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is self-knowledge, mystery, intuition, secrets, and purity. And then we also have the Temperance card, which is moderation, healing, balance, and self-control. For Bianca, we have the Strength card, which is courage, strength, determination, self-control. The King of Pentacles is wealth, generosity, practical leader, and a wise investor. The energy in between is the Ten of Wands, which is overwhelm, carrying too many burdens and stress. And then we also have the Judgment card again, which is awakening, the truth coming out, and acceptance. Okay, so for Kanye with the High Priestess and the Temperance card. And again, let me preface this by saying, Kanye is the soundtrack to my life, right? Like, my first real concert was, a college dropout concert, back, I want to say like 2005, or maybe that was the second album. Anyway, one of my first ever real stadium concerts was to a Kanye West show. So I'm a fan. I can't deny that I'm a fan. I root for Kanye. I want him to get better. Oftentimes when I think about Kanye, he is very misunderstood. And the High Priestess kind of confirms that to me. The High Priestess is about know thyself, even if other people don't understand you. And so I do feel like that there is an element of Kanye that is being motivated or driven by something higher that maybe even he doesn't have a full grasp of. But it is I'm going to kind of march to the beat of my own drummer. I'm going to trust what I know intuitively. And the problem with that, with Kanye, is that his mental health may be suffering, and that connection may not be 100% healthy or the most trustworthy narrator. Or again, it could just be something that we normal people do not understand. The Temperance card is the seeking of the balance. And I remember in the last spread that I did for him, I think he got the Six of Pentacles, which is another one of those cards that's trying to kind of like even the scales or seek balance in some way. I genuinely think he's trying to figure out how to balance his dualities, how to balance maybe the competing voices in his head, how to balance artistry and being like a normal person. I think he's really trying to create that in his life. Bianca shows up as the Strength card and the King of Pentacles. I think she's really holding him down. Like, I really do think that she has at least his intention in mind. Like, whatever he's told her to do, she wants to do that. And then she's also represented as the King of Pentacles, which is an earth sign card. And again, I think she is a Capricorn. So I think she's very business minded. I think she really is trying to do the responsible, smart, again, strategic type of things. The problem is what we've got in between. So we've got the Ten of Wands, which again is like burden, stress, overwhelm, a heavy load. I imagine that there's so much in their life that is a factor, right? That they will never be able to escape from. And then the Judgment card again is that like public opinion, public scrutiny, all of that. I think if these two people could just be, two private people without our opinions involved, that their relationship probably would not seem as chaotic or as problematic, but we are nosy spectators and everybody's got an opinion, and so that creates an extra layer of like burden, stress, overwhelm, things like that as well. I want to go ahead and pull 3 more because I'm really curious about this dynamic. This again is not a pull that I was expecting. I want to like, what is the deal with the clothing? What is the deal with the way Bianca dresses and the way that he kind of parades her around? What is the deal with that? Why do they do that? Because I think that is society's biggest, like, what the fuck about those two. Is like, why are they doing that? What is the point of that? Is this an art installation? Is this a way to get back at Kim? Is this just them being provocateurs? What is the point of that? What is the point of that? But I actually, like, I don't have concerns about their relationship, actually. Like, based on these cards anyway. I just feel like they're trying to handle this fame and this overwhelm to the best of their ability. But what is the deal with the clothing and the fetishism, I guess? I think they just like to do it. So the Six of Swords is moving forward, a necessary transition, relocating. The Six of Wands, again, God, this card is like coming up in every single one of these celebrity readings, is victory, recognition, award, good news, success. The Four of Wands is celebration, happy families, homecoming, reunions. I truly think they just get each other. Like, I think that they are on the same page. I think they love the attention, they love the fame, they love the like chaos and, all of that it causes. And I honestly feel like they're just trying to like move away from some of the previous narratives and just kind of like rewrite their own narrative. I definitely feel like this is probably Kanye moving away from Kim and just kind of showing like, I don't really need you in order to get the same, amount of attention. You need me for attention. So yeah, their relationship is actually really funny to me. I'm not mad at it. I kind of get it. And Bianca, every time I pull for her, she comes out being pretty solid. So I'm really not concerned about her either. I mean, she did have the King of Pentacles. I'm sure, there are probably financial motivations, but I think she's really smart. And I think she's really protective of him in that regard. Okay, I'm going to do really quick ones on Drake and Kendrick because we've talked about them so much recently. But I just want to kind of be specific about Drake. Is there something to the allegations? Is there something to the allegations? Is there any truth there? Or is this something that's been blown out of proportion and just kind of sensationalized? What is going on with Drake in terms of the allegations? What is going on with Drake in terms of the allegations? Okay. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so the Six of Cups is nostalgia, reunions, innocence, memories. It's also quite literally the children card. The Eight of Pentacles is productivity and employment. The Queen of Wands is ambition, confidence, self-assurance, and like a feisty person. The Three of Swords is heartbreak, divorce, loss, pain, depression. The Death card is a beginning or ending, an unexpected change, a release. The Two of Pentacles is The Two of Pentacles is multitasking, trying to find balance, flexibility. It can also be like juggling two different things. I do think there is financial gain found possibly through the exploitation of minors. There may be a woman also involved in this that we have not tapped into yet with this Queen of Wands. Could also just be like the feminine energy that he's involved in really participates because they want to feel like the Queen of Wands, like they want to feel confident, they want to feel cool, they want to feel like a baddie. That bottom row is a little concerning. The Three of Swords is like heartbreak, pain, loss. That could just be him feeling kind of exposed or bad about like how some of this stuff has come out. The Death card definitely does represent like an ending of something and the need to sort of transform that situation. The Two of Pentacles is like juggling of two financial. I think there's truth to it. I think he might have some kind of a ring. I don't want to be in that any longer. Okay, I'm done with that. You make whatever you want out of whatever I said. I don't know anything, but I don't like those cards together. That's a hell of a combination. Okay. I think there may be some truth to the allegations. Okay. Kendrick, is there any truth to his abuse allegations? Has he abused women in the past or currently? Has there been any physical abuse that could tarnish Kendrick's image that, will be coming out soon with any sort of validity? yeah, maybe. I think there might be something. Now, I know Kendrick is pretty open and pretty honest. I kind of feel like maybe we've gotten half truths or like some of the story or like just enough to kind of like say we've owned up to it, but there might be some deeper things involved. The 10 of Cups is that like happy ending, happy family card, total love and contentment. The 8 of Swords is self-imposed restrictions, isolation, feeling trapped. The Emperor is respect, authority, leadership, and father figures. The 8 of Wands is new movement, quick change, speed, and action. The Devil card is, oh Jesus. The Devil card is sabotage, bondage, materialism, and restriction. The 5 of Swords is conflict, arguments, bullies, violence, feeling bullied. I think Kendrick has definitely done things that he's not proud of. In relationships, I don't think it's nefarious. I just think it's immaturity and possibly not being able to control your anger or your emotions. I know that he has done some therapy. I know he's got ties to Eckhart, which, you know, maybe some of these things is why he went down the path of Mr. Morale, right? I think that there might be some truth to the abuse allegations, potentially with his partner, which is his happy family card, right? Him being the authority of that family. But maybe also with other people in his life. The Devil card is very hedonistic. And so I think in low moments where he might have been giving in to some of that hedonistic energy, things might have been done in haste or in moments of passion through conflict that he probably regrets and also maybe feels bound by or trapped by. But the Emperor is here. And I do think that there's something to like taking accountability and ownership for some of those things that might actually work in his favor. And the support of the family and the people that he has backing him up might be sort of a saving grace. But I definitely feel like he's not totally innocent. And he also never directly addressed any of those allegations. I mean, he definitely had Whitney in the video, which speaks to, you know, her supporting him, even if that stuff is true. But he never explicitly in the beef came out and said, no, that did not happen. If we could wrap this up with a 1-card summary, which card would we choose? What card would you summarize the situation with? The Sun. So the Sun is material happiness, success, youth, vitality. Again, I feel like whatever the truth is, he will be redeemed. I think people have seen enough honesty from him, enough change, enough accountability that it's not going to hurt him too badly. He's still going to come out on top. But yeah, I am not convinced that nothing happened. These readings were crazy. I don't think I was expecting any of these outcomes, to be quite honest. So do with that whatever you will. Again, I am just a girl. I don't claim to have any knowledge. I'm not a psychic. I am not, I'm not professing any of this to be true or facts. I'm just reading the cards. So take it with a grain of salt. I'm sure we all have our own opinions. You've got your own opinion. I would love to hear what you think in the comments. And yeah, if there's anyone else that you'd like to know about, or if you have further questions about the people covered today, let me know. These have been fun. Bye, y'all.